Um, hey, that's a good win. A team that swept us last year. I think they're a lot better than their record, and that's one thing I really warned our team about. I mean, they just came in with a win against KU in their last game at KU. So their guards are really good this year. And, we played 3 pretty good quarters. That second quarter, I don't know. I hardly ever seen anything like it, but it was pretty brutal. But you got to give our players some credit the way they bounced back. And we did a tremendous job of making our halftime adjustments, probably the best we've ever done. And that's tough to do offensively when we run a motion and there's not, our adjustment isn't you're going to do this and set this screen and make this pass. Our adjustment is more of a idea of things we're doing, and our team did a really good job. They pressured a little more than we thought, they were switching everything. And I think, honestly, at the very beginning, we thought when we got off that good start, 9-2, I think we thought it was going to be easy, which is hard to believe that we think that because there's not going to be an easy game in this league. So proud of the way we bounced back after that tough quarter. And really, third quarter, I thought even defensively we played pretty well. I told our players if it stays at this pace, I don't think they can keep up with this. And I thought they hit some tough shots there in that second quarter. And sure enough, as the game went on, we were able to pull away.
You mentioned your halftime adjustments and then switching and really kind of getting out and pressuring. Was that something that led to a more concerted effort to just attack the basket with the ball? Because you guys really went to the hole aggressively and weren't looking for the whistle. You were looking to finish in the second half.
Yeah, well, I think there were a couple parts of it. The main thing is they were switching screens, and our screener was just standing there forever. And when you do that, everything gets clogged up. If someone else makes a cut to the basket, it's clogged up. The ball handler's basically playing 2-on-1 because they're switching the screens, so they're both sitting there staring at the ball handler, and the screener's not an option. So the main adjustment was go set a screen for 1 second and relocate. Even if you're confused on what screen you're setting, that's going to confuse them on the switch even more. And we did that. And then we did talk about when we attacking that the hip hard and then going to finish instead of going to look for contact and not slowing down when we go to finish. Sometimes I thought in the second quarter we had them beat and we kind of slow down to try to get contact or make a fake, and we attacked the basket as good as we have all year there in the second half.
How much did coming out, I think you hit 3 threes right away, and then did that just kind of loosen things up and open up those lanes to cut and to go to the basket with the ball?
I think so, a little bit, and then they came back and I think hit 3 threes, 3 or 4 right away on us. But yeah, that always helps when you hit a couple open shots. But like you said, our mentality and our urgency on offense, our movement was just 100% better. And then you're getting good shots, and when you're getting some things around the basket, it makes your three-pointers a little bit easier.
How much of that pace just really favored? Because it seemed like they were really conscious about trying to slow it down in the first half, and then I don't want to say you kind of tricked them into playing your way, but it seemed like they wanted to run with you guys as opposed to the first half where they're a little bit more disciplined.
Yeah, I thought that pace did work for us. I mean, it scared me a little bit. I mean, because I thought we came out second half and play as good as we can. They kind of answered us, right from the get-go. I mean, we were putting up big numbers offensively in that first 4 or 5 minutes of the third quarter, and they were matching us basket for basket. So I did think we'd like that pace eventually, and I thought that we were better playing at that pace than they were. But I thought them having some aggressiveness was a little bit scary.
Taylor, once again, hit you a couple big shots right away to really jumpstart the offense. That's kind of what she's out there to do, though, isn't it? Just kind of get everything going and get everything kind of settled in and going. Yeah,
I mean, Taylor is one of the kids. One reason that she's getting so many minutes is she can because she attacks the basket really well, and she's really strong, especially for a freshman. So with her and Michelle attacking the basket like that, I mean, that really opens things up. They were staying home on our shooters, so we didn't really have those kick-out options. And I mean, second half, I bet we had 8 or 10. Just attack the basket, play one-on-one, and go score. And that makes us really tough to guard. And again, we want to take advantage of that open space. That's something we've been excited about all year, is how much space we're going to have on offense. And there for a while when we had that little lull, I don't think we took advantage of it as much as we should have.
You get the win at Illinois State to end the losing skid. I don't want to say the schedule's in your favor, but there's a good chance to really kind of go on a nice string here. Is that really the goal tonight, is not only just get that first conference win, to really kind of get started and really kind of make yourself a known threat right away, knowing that you guys do have a good shot to maybe win 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 to start the league?
Yeah, I mean, I think the tough thing is, you look at the schedule to start here and you think, there's 3 or 4 winnable games and 3 or 4 losable games. I mean, Omaha's always a tough place to play. Fort Wayne's always a tough place to play. You got to go on the road a couple times. So I think that's tough, and we're really focused on staying in the present. We've been talking about Master Yoda and using the Force and how important it is to stay in the present. And so I don't think we're really looking ahead at this point and worrying about what sort of run we're on. We're just trying to focus on every single game. I know it sounds cliche, but it really is true and it really is important.
I know when you mentioned something that you wanted you to maybe solve some rebounding problems was to get out and force some more turnovers. You forced 15, but more importantly, you scored 20 points off of those turnovers.
Yeah, and again, second half, we got a lot of those baskets. I mean, I talked about in the first half, I mean, we really weren't scoring in transition. We weren't getting fast break because we weren't getting those live ball turnovers. And you mentioned rebounding. I mean, we out-rebounded them by 5. That's something that's a really big goal for us and a really big key indicator is how we rebound. And tonight we did a good job. And I had a couple kids come off the bench and play really well. It was nice to see Michelle Farrow. I thought she had a really nice game. I mean, you know, even though she didn't hit a 3, I mean, that's what she's realizing is her value comes more than just as a shooter. And then Jasmine Patrick, you know, when we recruited her, you know, that's kind of what we want out of her. And she gave us a huge spark there as well in that third and fourth quarter.
Something kind of off topic, off the wall, and I don't know if it just comes from having seen you guys so much the last 3 years and not being as familiar with other teams around the league, but do you guys actively look for left-handed players? It just seems like you have more lefties than any team that you guys play every year, every week.
You can blame Coach Minner for that because we'll be talking recruiting and he'll be like, oh, you know, she's got a good left-handed shooter. And I'm always like, well, does it really matter that she's left-handed? But I do think it's a little bit of an advantage because teams are instinctively used to playing, you know, the right hand. And you hear a lot of people, you know, on Sophie, you know, don't let her go left, don't let her go left. And then she beats you left. So I think it's a little plus in that category to be left-handed.
Just kind of evens out the floor a little bit.
That's right. And that's a big part of it. I mean, you know, the side of the floor you're on and where you're attacking, I mean, it definitely helps to give you a few more options there.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
The difference in the second half tonight?
Just spacing out the floor a little bit. We were able to be aggressive towards the basket more when we spaced the floor and the lanes were more open to drive.
What kind of changes that mindset? Because it looked like you guys were going to the basket in the first half as well, but it looked like you were kind of looking for whistles instead of looking to finish. Was that just something you talked about? Was you're just going to have to play through contact tonight?
Yeah, I think that was definitely something that we wanted to do. We wanted to get open, and I think as we drive more and we get more confident, they start to fall, then we want to drive more. That's something that was working for us. So since our shots weren't falling, that was something that we talked about was spacing and driving more.
When you're getting the shots that you want, they're just not falling.
I think we just keep shooting. That's something that we work on a lot is shooting and not getting down on ourselves. So when not falling, I mean, it's not like we're going to be hesitant to shot. If we take good shots, they're going to eventually fall. So we just don't get down on ourselves. We stay confident in our shooting, keep shooting.
When you guys were able to win at Illinois State, was that just kind of a weight off your shoulder knowing that, okay, we've got that losing streak done and now it's time to really kind of settle in and focus with the conference play opening up?
Yeah, I think we definitely came refreshed back after Christmas, and that was definitely a huge boost in our confidence to get that big win at Illinois State coming into the conference season. It's something we're trying to build off of.